Imagine this: a sunny Saturday, a bucket of paint, and a ladder that swore it was more stable than it looked. There we were, armed with brushes and an unstoppable enthusiasm, ready to transform a dreary bedroom into a dazzling sanctuary. The color chosen? A vibrant shade of sky blue, promising a touch of serenity. As the painting began, the strokes were confident, the mood upbeat. But alas, the ladder had other ideas. With a treacherous wobble, it sent both painter and paint bucket on an unscheduled descent. The result? A spectacular splash of blue, not just on the walls, but generously adorning the floor, the furniture, and yes, our hapless painter. The chaos served as a vivid, albeit messy, reminder of the cardinal rules of DIY. Always ensure your equipment is reliable and your preparation thorough. It turns out, a good painting job begins long before the first brushstroke. So before you open that paint can, maybe check that your ladder isn't plotting against you. They say measure twice, cut once. I say, what's the fun in that? Picture this: a sunny Saturday afternoon dedicated to creating the perfect bookshelf. Wood, saw, and spirit level at the ready, the excitement is palpable. But as the sawdust settles, a glaring truth emerges. The meticulously measured piece of wood is still too short, not just once, but 3 times in a row. A classic tale of DIY enthusiasm meeting the stern reality of spatial misjudgment. In the world of do-it-yourself projects, accurate measuring isn't just a suggestion. It's the cornerstone of every successful endeavor. My adventure with the too short wood underscores a critical lesson. Even if you think you've measured accurately, double check, then maybe check again. Because in DIY, there's always room for a little more precision and sometimes a bit more wood. Planning and patience are the unsung heroes here. They save time, resources, and yes, even sanity. Remember, the only thing you can't reattach is your patience. Ever finished assembling a piece of furniture and found you have mysterious extra screws? Picture this: you're at the end of a long day and all you want is to sit back and admire your newly assembled coffee table. You've followed the cryptic instructions, wrestled with oddly shaped pieces, and finally it stands before you, almost majestic. But wait, what's that? A small pile of screws sits mockingly on the corner of your workspace. Panic sets in. You shake the table gently, and yes, it wobbles with the enthusiasm of a tail-wagging puppy. It seems in the world of DIY, extra parts are not a bonus but a sign of impending doom. The lesson here is as clear as day. Always follow the instructions meticulously and keep a keen eye on every washer, every nut, every screw. It turns out those extra screws weren't so extra after all. They were supposed to ensure your table doesn't add impromptu breakdancing to its list of features. Extra screws might just mean your table will perform a magic trick, collapsing when you least expect it. Water everywhere and not a drop to drink because it's all on the floor. Picture this: a sunny Saturday morning seemed perfect for tackling that pesky, leaky faucet in the kitchen. Armed with an arsenal of wrenches and a can-do attitude, the task at hand was clear. Fix the leak, no more drips. It started off well enough: shut off the water supply, check. Remove the old faucet, check. But then, the straightforward task took a turn towards the unexpected. As the new faucet was fitted, a forgotten washer turned a simple drip into a gushing torrent, quickly transforming the kitchen floor into a small lake. In a flurry of towels and buckets, the reality hit hard. Some projects are just out of one's depth. While it's commendable to fix things around the house, plumbing can escalate from a drip to a deluge in seconds. So, what's the takeaway? Knowing one's limits is as important as knowing how to wield a wrench. Sometimes the best DIY tool is your phone, ready to call a pro. A little spark in your day sounds nice, right? Not so much in electrical DIY. Imagine a sunny Saturday morning, the perfect time for a bit of home improvement. Enthusiastically, our DIYer decides it's high time to replace that old, flickering living room light. Armed with a screwdriver and an abundance of optimism, they set to work. But alas, the circuit breaker was overlooked in the excitement. A vital step mysteriously skipped. As the new fixture was being connected, a sudden jolt of electricity surged through our amateur electrician, an electrifying reminder of the task at hand. The room plunged into darkness as the circuit breaker tripped, a protective measure that perhaps saved more than just the day. This jarring experience underscores a critical lesson. Electricity is not a DIY frontier for the untrained. The risks of electrical work can extend far beyond a mere shock. They can be downright dangerous. Always ensure the power is off and seriously consider hiring a certified electrician for such tasks. Let's keep the sparks in our romantic lives, not in our outlets. Tiles, so beautiful, so treacherous. Imagine embarking on a journey to transform a drab bathroom into a sleek, modern sanctuary. The weapon of choice? Ceramic tiles with a glossy finish that promises elegance. But as the first tile hits the mortar, it becomes clear. Tiling is no simple affair. It starts with enthusiasm, laying down tiles with a casual confidence. But soon, the lines that once were straight begin to dance a crooked waltz. One tile slightly off might not catch the eye, but as more follow, the pattern transforms into a chaotic jigsaw. The culprit? A lack of careful layout and an underestimation of the need for precision. Tiling, much like a dance, requires rhythm and balance. Each tile must be meticulously measured and spaced. A single misstep in alignment can throw off the entire choreography of the room. To avoid this visual discord, one must embrace the art of the spacer and the level, tools as crucial as the tile itself. It's not just the thought that counts, but also the alignment. If there's one thing more fulfilling than a successful DIY project, it's having a great story to tell when it doesn't go as planned. Let's take a moment to reflect on the lessons learned from our colorful DIY escapades. From the infamous paint catastrophe, we absorbed the importance of preparation. Always cover everything that you don't want painted, unless you fancy a new abstract motif on your furniture. Then there was the tale of measuring twice, or was it thrice? Accuracy is paramount, and a small misstep in measurement can become a grand misadventure in cutting. The mystery of the missing screws taught us the value of following instructions and keeping track of our materials. It turns out, screws don't vanish into thin air. They just sneak into the least expected nooks. Our plumbing predicament and the shocking tale emphasized knowing your limits and safety. Some projects might require a call to the professionals, especially when water and wiring are involved. Approach DIY with humor and patience, embrace the learning curve, and remember that every mishap has a lesson hidden within. Now, I'd love to hear about your DIY adventures or misadventures. Drop a comment below and share your own tales of DIY daring do or don't.